This was my first project to play with a string tool. It was a verse that someone wanted digitized. And when I first drew these, I used the graphic digitized tool, the open shape, and of course the string. And I drew this shape. But when she tried to sew it, for one thing, she's using a little single needle machine, and you're going to be limited to the length of the stitch that it will make. So on my first attempt, they were way too long. So when I did this again, I made sure that I didn't go beyond 9mm, and it worked out that her machine would sew that. And the other thing that I did, when I first drew this, and this is not really the one I'm going to be looking at. This was one of the first tries, and these long stitches wouldn't always form a stitch. The needle thread wouldn't catch the bobbin thread, and it wouldn't tie the stitch together. So it's just as well I showed you that one. That was the trouble that we ran into. So here's the final one. There's the final one. Okay. At least for the vapor part. So what I did is, rather than redraw everything, I took a section. When I select this, before I had made the corrections, this entire segment came up together. But these were very long stitches that the string tool formed. So what I did is I then selected it, took the knife tool and cut it here and cut it here. Then I was left with 3 segments, 1, 2, 3. So I would take the middle one, select the middle, and change that to a back stitch. So I know that that's going to stitch nicely on her single needle machine. And it worked out pretty well. Let's run the stitch player, and you can get an idea of how that string forms. So that's actually 2 shapes there. But there's your back stitch, and then it goes back into those long string stitches. It's just like we used to do with the kids. You could draw angles and then use needle and thread and stitch along the straight lines, and where they intersect, it forms your curves. It's the same principle. Let's speed this up a little bit. Oh, that's it. Thanks for watching.